beautiful friends, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Anna and today I'm going to show you how to make chocolate ice cream. It's nice and creamy, luxurious, just super chocolatey. You will love this recipe. Ice cream is not very complicated to make and it's not very difficult either. You only need very minimal ingredients. You do need an ice cream maker for this. The ingredients, like I said, very minimal. You're going to need some heavy whipping cream, some half and half, a little bit of vanilla extract, some sugar. I also have some egg yolks. You're going to need some instant coffee. If you have seen any of my other chocolate videos, you know that I love to add a little bit of instant coffee. Like 9 out of 10 times when I'm working with chocolate, you will see me using instant coffee because it just makes it more chocolatey, if it makes any sense. So the coffee enhances the chocolate flavor. So if you haven't, make sure you add it. A little bit of salt, some unsweetened cocoa powder, and then in here it's the main pretty much ingredient. I have some chocolate bars that I broke into small little pieces. I have mostly like 95% milk chocolate and about 5% of dark chocolate. This is just how I like, and also the sugar will depend on how much dark chocolate and milk chocolate you have. Since I'm using mostly milk chocolate, I'm using less sugar. If you're going to use mostly dark chocolate, you want to use a little more sugar, otherwise it's going to be too bitter. You can do half and half, whatever your heart desires. I personally suggest using chocolate bars. I love these. I'm going to show you the ones that I like to buy. I buy them at Trader Joe's. They come like this, and they come 3 in a little pack for like $1.99. Amazing price, and you're going to need about 3.5 of these little bars. But pretty much any type of chocolate you can find. If you don't want to spend the money in chocolate bars, which it's pretty much the same price as chocolate chips, to be honest, you can use chocolate chips. The option is up to you. You want to add your heavy cream and your half and half to a medium saucepan. I'm going to add in the instant coffee and the salt. You add in your cocoa powder and you turn on your heat to medium low. Now we're going to whisk just until the cocoa powder incorporates with the half and half and heavy cream and everything else, and this has to cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. You don't want the milk to boil, but you do want it to simmer slightly. So as you can see, it's gonna start incorporating. Just keep whisking and it will come together. Okay, so you can see everything's nicely incorporated. So now you're gonna let this mixture cook on medium low. Remember, don't put it any higher, for about 5 minutes. While my milk comes to a slight simmer, I'm going to work on the egg yolks. So I'm going to combine egg yolks and the sugar. And you're gonna mix that, stir a little bit of sugar. And you're gonna whisk just until the egg yolks go from a bright yellow color to a pale yellow color. So you want something that looks kind of like this. As you can see, it's slightly thicker and it's very pale in color. So now we have to start tempering the eggs. You want to start adding about a ladleful of the chocolate milk, as I'm gonna call it, into the egg mixture. And you want to whisk non-stop so the eggs don't curdle. So you want to add another ladleful, and now I think we're safe to add the rest of the milk. Now that my eggs are tempered, you want to add this custard to the saucepan, and we're gonna let this cook for about 5 to 6 minutes, or until it coats the back of a wooden spoon. You do want to make sure that you leave it on low heat, and don't be tempted to bring the heat up because you might end up scrambling your eggs. And then you also want to stir once in a while, making sure to scrape the bottom of the pan so nothing sticks. I'm gonna show you what it looks like once it gets there. My custard looks great. It's nice and thick. I hope you can see that. Now, this is what you want. You have to do this very carefully because this is hot. But if you run your finger down a wooden spatula and it stays separate like that, that means that your custard is thick and ready to go. I am going to add a little splash of vanilla extract. You want to mix that in. I have the same bowl. If you want, you can get a clean one. I don't think there's any need for that. And I have a sieve because you want to catch any little bits of maybe coffee or chocolate or cocoa powder or anything like that. So you definitely want it. So you can see I have a little bit of instant coffee in there. You don't want that in the final result because you want a very smooth ice cream. Okay, so this is done. Here's what I have. I went ahead and I melted my chocolate in the microwave for 45 seconds. I did it in 15 seconds intervals. You want to add in your melted chocolate. Okay, and you want to make sure that's nicely mixed in. We have to cover this with plastic wrap, and you want to make sure the plastic wrap is touching the actual custard so it doesn't form any weird film on top of the custard or anything like that. So you want to make sure that it's actually touching. And this has to go, well, I'm gonna let it come to room temperature for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna pop it in the fridge. And this does have to sit in the fridge for about 6 hours, best overnight. So make your custard, pop it in the fridge, and forget about it for a few hours. Like I said, leave it at room temperature for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm gonna pop it in the fridge and I'm gonna leave it there overnight. I also already have my ice cream insert. I always have it in my freezer, but if you don't have yours in your freezer, make sure you put it in. I believe all ice cream makers will require you to have the insert frozen solid, like cold. Otherwise you won't be able to churn your ice cream properly. So I'm going to let my custard rest, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next step. We are ready to freeze the ice cream. And here I have my frozen insert. I have this in the freezer overnight. You want to make sure it's very cold, otherwise it won't freeze your ice cream properly. The chocolate custard is so thick and luxurious. It is absolutely perfect. So now we just have to pour it. The ice cream, well, the custard is in here. Now this has to freeze for about 25 to 30 minutes. Every ice cream maker is different unless you're using the same ice cream maker, which I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description box. In my opinion, it's the best ice cream maker. Make sure you read your ice cream maker's instructions, and then you're gonna freeze the ice cream accordingly. But mine is gonna take about 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna turn this on, and then I'll see you when the ice cream is ready. I want you guys to see how creamy and perfect the ice cream is. I want you to see, look how creamy and perfect this is. This is pretty much done. You can enjoy it like this if you like a soft serve consistency, but if you want more of that ice cream, like thicker, more frozen consistency, you do have to transfer it into a container. I'm using this ice cream container, and then you have to let it freeze for a few hours so it freezes a lot more. If you ever had the Talenti Belgium chocolate gelato from Talenti brand, it tastes just like it. It's incredible. That's pretty much my favorite chocolate ice cream or gelato because it tastes more like milk chocolate, which I like. But if you want yours a little more rich, by all means use more dark chocolate and you will have that rich chocolatey flavor. But to me, this is just absolutely perfection. This is good enough. Whatever is in here, it's mine, and I'm gonna eat it right now. So like I said, I'm just gonna freeze the ice cream until it's nice and hard, and then we get to enjoy it. But I am going to serve myself whatever it's in here because we can't let anything go to waste. Oh, so creamy and good. This is it for today's video. I hope you guys learned how to make chocolate ice cream I'm telling you, there's nothing better. If you have any ice cream flavor suggestions, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. Make this recipe this summer. It is the best thing ever. As you saw, very simple. And honestly, the hardest part is just letting the custard refrigerate for so many hours, because I feel like I'm a little impatient sometimes and I want to make it right away. But it's chocolatey, so creamy. The best chocolate ice cream. Hope you guys give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make this recipe. You won't regret it. It's so yummy. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.